What? What's up, guys? Um, I wanted to hop on here real quick just to kind of. I'm not going to do a fragrance review or anything. I just kind of want to hop in and just. I'll talk to you guys real quick and give you more of my background. And I don't know if you guys saw a very early video I did. It was like how I started my fragrance journey as a kid and all that. And I mentioned um, that at a young age I had was diagnosed with bone cancer. Um, I am a three-time cancer survivor. Um, 2005. I'm 36. I'll be 37 in January. So about 20 years ago, in my junior year of high school, I was getting knee pain in my leg, and I ended up getting diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which was a very, very aggressive bone cancer. Did about a year and a half, almost 2 years of intense chemo. Was in and out of the ICU for a while. Um, but I beat it. It was really hard. I had to get reconstructive surgery. I got a knee replacement, femur replacement. I've had multiple surgeries since then. About six or seven since then, every 2 years, because the device in my leg kept breaking. So I have metal up and down my right leg. The last surgery I had was it'll be going on 4 years next June, so about 3.5 years. I had to get a whole new like femur and knee and all that stuff, and I think I'm good for now with that. But I'm a drummer too, so that was really hard for me. Like my drumming career was very up and down because you sit when you play, but like your right leg, you have to use your legs. So, but anywho, I beat that. That never came back. And then when I turned 30, I ended up getting diagnosed with a rare uh, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, B-cell plasmablastic lymphoma. I had a mouth growth. I thought it was a tooth abscess, and it turned out to be a lesion. It was a cancer lesion. So I ended up getting a bunch of scans. Nothing else popped up, and then all of a sudden the thing regressed by itself. But then a couple months later, I did a PET scan, and it popped up all over. Um, Caught it early, so I had to do 4 rounds of chemo, and then I had to do a stem cell transplant. Um, that was back in 2018. So I'm about 6 years. My rebirth day was September 20th. So I've had a stem cell transplant. Basically, is like they harvest your stem cells, and then you go in for a couple of weeks in the hospital. I was in for about almost a month. They trash your immune system with chemotherapy, and then day zero, which is your rebirth day, they infuse your stem cells, and it's supposed to bring your counts up. It's basically like giving yourself an oil change, your bloodstream like an oil change. So it kind of it basically it's like the bone marrow they take out of you and rejuvenates all of your blood counts and stuff like that. So um, they recommended that way I don't get cancer ever again. It's not guaranteed. And then a year ago, I ended up getting a minor relapse. Something popped up in my wisdom. I was getting a wisdom tooth taken out, and there was a little thing behind it, and they biopsied it and said it was this lymphoma. Well, did a PET scan, nothing else popped up. So cancer has been just part of my life since I was a kid, and I'm getting to a point. I'm not going to just talk about, well, I had cancer. Feel sorry for me. I'm not trying to do that. Um, but that really, really humbled me. And what I realized over the years was there was two things that were there for me the most besides my family, my wife, but we all need a distraction, right? We all need something to take our mind off, keep us focused, you know, keep us from losing your damn shit. What? you know what I mean, keep you from stuttering someone, or you know what I mean, like not get into a depression. And there's two things that throughout that whole journey since I was 17, almost 20 years ago, the two things were my music and drumming and my fragrances. And that's what I kind of want to talk about real quick, is just like how fragrances impact me and how it just really kept my mind off of the inevitable. You know, like, am I going to die? When's this going to come back? You know, it's always in the back of my head, but um, these fragrances, I mean, I got into this hobby into a very young age. And I mean, when I was 17, I didn't have a lot, but like through my 20s, I started collecting a lot. And I'll tell you, every time I went to the hospital, like when I had my lymphoma, I would always bring like Versace Pour Homme or, you know, Aqua de Jo. It used to be always those two. And I would make sure I'd bring fragrances with me, even to the hospital, because I needed something to keep normalcy and keep, you know, my mind going. And just like, it was always interesting to me. And then when the YouTube thing came out, it was like, holy shit, you know, now I can go down a rabbit hole, which here we are, 200 to 300 bottles later. I think I got to count them. I don't know how many damn fragrances I have, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about that and just bring that up. I think it'd be a good topic. Like, what influences you with fragrances? What got you into fragrances? How does it help you with your daily life? Because it helps me with mine. Um, Throughout the years, I realized that like aromatherapy is a real thing, and like that shit relaxes me. You know, like we have like my wife sells the Scentsy products, which by the way, check out my community post from last week. She's selling stuff for Christmas. If you want something for cheap, I'll provide a link. Um, it would really help a lot. You know, she's my wife's trying to do a hustle a little bit. You know, hey, we all got to eat, right? You know, um, but colognes and fragrances. I mean, it was at first nostalgia for me. You know, like and I'll talk about some like at a later date. I have some old school scents that I don't wear. I just have for nostalgia purposes. You know, so but it started like my dad was into it a little bit. He was always wearing Hugo Boss, Car Noir, um, Hugo Man, um, Calvin Klein Obsession. You know what I mean? Like, speaking of, my buddy Derek sent me this. He's sending me a couple bottles that he's not wanting. We'll get into that later. But yeah, my dad was into it. It was real nostalgic for me. Um, he's no longer here. He passed away about 5 years ago. He had pulmonary fibrosis. You know, I miss him. He wasn't really dad of the year. He was, you know, I grew up in a divorced family. My parents divorced when I was 5 or 6, so it's been a lot of back and forth, and you know, divorced kids that get stuck in the middle. You know, um, but with fragrances, like with the cancer journey specifically, it really kept me motivated and kept me confident. It boosts, this stuff does boost your confidence. Everybody loves to smell good. Everybody deserves to smell good and look their best. And this is the one hobby that I didn't realize turned into a hobby, but it's turning into a borderline addiction. Um, Really helped me throughout the years, and it still does. And every night before I go to bed, I'm always looking at my collection. I'm like just grabbing the nearest bottle and then sometimes just spraying it on, you know, and whatever kind of bad day I have, my music and my fragrances are always there, you know, besides my family. I'm not trying to say my family isn't there, but like it's a personal thing with your hobbies and your interests and stuff like that. Like it's important to have that. It's important to have a hobby. It's an outlet. It's a distraction. It's an escape. And music and fragrances are just like the two things that I'm most interested in. And I'm really glad that part of me regrets having so many bottles, but then every time I look at my collection, I'm like, that's pretty damn cool because I got LED lights in the shelves and stuff. I check out my community post from a couple of weeks ago. I posted what my collection looks like. I'll do a video on it at a later date, but the lighting it's not super bright, so you're not going to be able to see everything that I have. But I'll show that at a later date. But yeah, colognes and fragrances mean a lot to me, man. It's just everybody loves to smell good. Everybody should deserve to smell good. Um, and it's helped keep my head up above ground. I always tell people, I'm not going backwards. Don't go backwards because you're not going that way. But make sure you have that rear view mirror and glance at it from time to time to remind yourself where you came from and where you've been. When you're driving and you're looking in your rearview mirror and you see the road just keeps going backwards, that's you moving forward. And it might be a cliche thing to say, but I've always been one to just move on. I was brought up at a young age not to feel sorry about yourself. My parents weren't mean to me. My mom and stepdad, they weren't mean to me or anything, but they made sure that I never stuck in my own head, got in my own head, and they kept me from sinking, basically. So, um, which I have a daughter now, which when I was 17, I stored my specimen before I did my chemo because the doctor said you're going to be sterile. The stuff we're going to give you is going to basically kill your sperm count. And so I'm like, when you're 17, you're not thinking about anything. You're like, I'm not going to have kids. And then my parents set me down and go, look, just do it. Your mind's going to change. 20, and they said 20 years from now, you might have a kid. You might want a kid. And sure enough, my daughter Sophia's here. And she was born on me and my wife's wedding anniversary, too. So, like, God has been really good to me. I'm a God loving man. I have my St. Peregrine chain, Saint of the Sick. I'm a huge believer into that, but I'm not going to preach on you guys. You guys pray to whoever you pray to. Right? That's your thing, but you know, I've been very lucky and blessed throughout the years, and my point of all this is fragrances have been the one of two things for my personal interests. Have always been there for me, and I don't know. I wanted to hop on and just kind of share my story because I know a long time ago I said, yeah, I'll get into the whole cancer thing, you know. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about it and kind of open up and let you guys know more about me as a person. I know I look like this rough, rough and tough kind of guy, but man, I'm a very humble dude. Life has given me multiple slices of humble pie, and it's kind of a double edged sword because it's like I'm grateful for having going through those experiences because it's made me more wise and it matured me at a very young age. I've been like this since I was 17. The year after I had that bone cancer, man, it was like things changed. Life changed. I had plans to possibly go to school for trumpet playing. Cancer happened. I actually wanted to go enlist into the military. I wanted to go in the Marines in about 2005, 2006. After 9/11, I wanted to list up and fucking fight, and I couldn't. When I was 18, I couldn't. I had too much. You know, my bone cancer hit my leg. I had reconstructive surgery on my whole leg. I can't run. I can't do sports. I can't, get on roofs. I can't, you know what I mean? I can play drums. I can walk. I can live. But, you know, life's been humbling. And fragrances have been one of those things that, like, keep me going, keep my personality up, keep my confidence up, and you know, just something I like to talk about and get into. So, and I love smelling good, man. And I don't do it for compliments. I could care less about compliments. The only compliments I care about are from my wife. You know, um, I know if I'm going to get a compliment depending on what I wear, because you know what fragrances are going to get you a compliment just by smelling them. They're mass appealing and all that. I appreciate a compliment, but I don't go searching for it. You know, I mean, I'm also almost 40 years old, so I don't wear them for compliments. I wear them for me. You know, so I don't need every damn beast mode fragrance. You know, because sometimes it is annoying. It's like, man, I'm getting too much attention. I don't, you know what I mean? Anywho, I know I'm kind of rambling. I already filmed my scent of the day. It's Sahara week. I'm wearing brass and soul, but you'll see that video later today. But yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to hop on and just, share my story and let me know how you guys got into fragrances. What does it mean to you? How does it inspire you? How does it mentally make you feel? Does it help you? Does it boost your confidence? Does it make you more positive? You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to hop on and just be a good one to talk about. So let me know, guys. I would love to see your comments. And if you've ever had like a life situation happen and you turn to fragrances as like an outlet, like let me know if you've ever experienced that, because I think it's important. Everybody deserves to have a hobby, a personal interest, an outlet, and escape. Um, Playing drums too, man. I love playing drums. I don't play enough at home just because of the kid, but I got a live band that we're trying to play a show. Trying to play some shows, and it's like hard rock and metal covers. I'm a rock and roll guy. I'm a metalhead. That's my other outlet. So, but that's helped me. Music's helped me just as much as fragrances. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm very grateful and blessed to be here still. I'm blessed to have. I've worked so hard to create a family, to get a house. I mean, I look back and sometimes I'm down on myself as like you could be doing better. I always pressure myself. There's more to be done. There's more to be done. And then I look back in the last 8 years and I'm like, holy shit! I beat cancer twice. I bought a house. I got married. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and fragrances were always there for me throughout that whole process. So let me know what you guys are wearing today. Again, this is a more serious post, but I just want to open up and share my story with you guys, and let me know what you guys think. Um, Again, about what do fragrances mean to you, and like how does it make you feel, and how did you get into them? So, anywho, I'm not going to do the whole Stone Cologne thing in this video. This is more of a transparent, like this is me. You're getting me. Um, and yeah, I'll be back doing more videos and hope to make you guys laugh a little bit. So eventually I'll step up the content and do different stuff. But for now, I just want to hang out with you guys. I can't wait to do live streams. Live streams are going to be fun. So hit that subscribe button, man. I need to get to 1,000. I'm almost at 600. So we're more than halfway there. So help me out. Share this if you can. I mean, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. I'm not even going to do the. So anyway, be well, be safe. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.